NFL playoffs. It's a sold-out show for all the action of the French League. More cheers are on the way for the frequent flyers of the NBA. The Dutch League must add extra seats by popular demand. Orbit in January, bringing you a world of sports.
Your fantasy is a refuge from reality.
Do I know you?
Oh, you're sick.
It's easy to confuse the two.
I really don't like the idea of autographs.
It's the check.
This is extremely bad.
But you know it's real if it hurts.
I'm the law. I ain't gotta do nothing.
What about my feelings?
I don't really care about your feelings.
Renee Zellweger is Nurse Betty. Friday at these times, new and exclusive on Super Movies.
Back at Lambeau Field, word from the sidelines, Favre a bruised left forearm. They bandaged it, you can see there. The wrist and the thumb is an anchor position. Left hand, not as serious obviously as for the right hand. 7-3 Jacksonville. The toss is to Taylor. And Taylor fights to the 40 and a gain of 4. Aaron Campbell makes the tackle.
Let's go back and look at Brett Favre and watch how, as he's tripped by Greg Favors, he's going to have to use his left hand right there to break his fall as he falls on his right side, but the left hand got caught in an awkward position. You could see how much pain he was in as we went to commercial, but they have taped the left wrist and the left thumb, although officially they're calling it a forearm bruise.
And boy, in these conditions, so cold, you wonder if that's going to impact even taking the ball from center. Toss to Taylor, no gain. And that interior defense supported by Mark Roman, the strong safety. Armin, what do you have for us?
Well, Dick, as you said, Dan, I've been watching Brett very closely, and yeah, it may be a forearm injury, but it's definitely connected to that wrist and thumb. That training staff spent a lot of time looking at that thumb and manipulating that thumb, so we'll keep an eye on it.
I'm with you, Armin. It looks more to be like the wrist and thumb area. I don't see anybody going way up on his forearm.
3rd down, 6 for Jacksonville. They go with the 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide right, and Taylor in the backfield with Leftwich. Down the middle, complete, but short of the 1st down. As the Packers gather around Troy Edwards after the catch, he caught the ball a yard shy, and now Leftwich is down after the throw, and he's holding a wrist.
He's holding his left arm. Something's definitely wrong with Byron Leftwich. And let me tell you, when Leftwich is like Favre, when he's hurt, he's really hurt.
Ooh.
Oh, he gets a helmet right in the sternum.
Cullen Jenkins, a young defender from Central Michigan, with a hit. Timeout.
Oh, you like football? This is it tonight, boy.
NFL now airing on Orbit ESPN.
Your fantasy is a refuge from reality.
Do I know you?
Oh, you're sick.
It's easy to confuse the two.
I really don't like the idea of autographs.
It's the check.
This is extremely bad.
But you know it's real if it hurts.
I'm the law. I ain't gotta do nothing.
What about my feelings?
I don't really care about your feelings.
Renee Zellweger is Nurse Betty. Friday at these times, new and exclusive on Super Movies.
كونوا في الموعد مع المسلسل الاجتماعي الشيق أحلام كبيرة. أحلام كبيرة قريبا على قناة المسلسلات.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nikon Digital. If the picture matters, the camera matters. Cadillac and the new STS with available performance-tuned all-wheel drive. Breakthrough. And by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Early visit from the man of winter here in the great Midwest. Byron Leftwich being attended to on the sidelines after a vicious hit as he delivered that last pass. Now with the wind at his back. The punt by Hansen down to Antonio Chapman. And Chapman breaks a couple of tackles. Great run. And up across the 40-yard line to the 42 goes the second-year kick returner from the University of Cincinnati. Hansen, the punter, in on the tackle. Reminder tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes. And, of course, the incredible story of Ricky Williams. Fascinating indeed. Then catch a new episode of Cold Case, followed by Gary Sinise and Jolie Richardson, Hallmark Hall of Fame's Fallen Angel, tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
They are working on the left wrist of Byron Leftwich. And speaking of left arm and wrist injuries, here's Brett Favre.
Starts from the 43 and gives to Green. Not much there, maybe a yard. Marcus Stroud, the tackler. Let's go back down on the field to Armin Katayan.
Well, Dick, I'm right behind the Jaguars bench, and Byron Leftwich is in agony, to say the least, and it's definitely that left wrist area, the top of the hand, and I would say right now, questionable would be the word to use for his return. Back to you.
Okay, Armin. And of course, all of that intensified by the cold field that you're slamming into. It's, you know, like playing on concrete.
At least David Garrard is his backup.
Favre throwing. Got it in the air and complete. Good defense by Mathis against Walker. That's a couple of good plays by Rasheem Mathis, the second-year corner from Bethune-Cookman.
Well, he's got some help from the safety, Donovan Darius, as well, but Brett Favre delivers a beautiful pass to Javon Walker. Take a look at this throw right on the hands, but a very good job. Mathis, I think, is going to get his left hand on the football and knock it out.
Oh, lots of hands on Mathis.
Yeah, there were.
He was all over Walker, did everything but steal his wallet.
Yeah, he did.
No call, 3rd and 10. Favre down the middle, complete. And it's to Robert Ferguson, and he has a first down at the 45 of Jacksonville. And again, 3rd and 10 or more, 34% success for Green Bay. And here's another bullet thrown by Favre.
Well, that time a nice job by the Green Bay offensive line of diverting the Jacksonville pass rush to the outside, which allowed Brett Favre to step up, get some velocity on that throw, but more importantly, to have an unimpeded view of the middle of the field.
Trailing 7-3, Favre play action, swings it into the flat, complete to William Henderson. Henderson, who hasn't carried the ball all season, in fact, has had only a handful of carries, 22 in the last 5 years, but a good receiver and, of course, an outstanding blocker.
Well, there's Byron Leftwich. You can see him trying to take a snap. He's working with Brad Meester, his center, seeing if he's physically able to take a snap. You can see he's got his right hand underneath there. He might be shifting it around a little bit to take more of the pressure off of that left wrist.
Meanwhile, 2nd down and 9. It's Green slashing off the right side a couple of yards. Mike Peterson, yet another tackle, Good pickup by Jacksonville from Indianapolis. This kid Peterson, who played outside linebacker with the Colts and moved inside. He's just a tackling machine.
Well, you can do that, Dick. You can move a less physical player into the middle linebacker position if you have two men at defensive tackle the way the Jaguars do. You can get away with it because it's hard to find Mike Peterson when you got to get through Marcus Stroud and John Henderson to find him.
3rd down and 9. Spread and in the shotgun, Favre. And timeout called by the Packers as they saw that play clock running down.
It's a standing ovation for a January full of sports on Orbit. Crowds are lining up for the extravaganza of college football's Bowl Week. The protagonists of the Saudi League will receive a warm welcome. The arenas will be roaring for the challenge of the NFL playoffs. It's a sold-out show for all the action of the French League. More cheers are on the way for the frequent flyers of the NBA. The Dutch League must add extra seats by popular demand. Orbit in January, bringing you a world of sports.
ما بتعملش حساب للوقت وانا خايفه من النهايه.
وفكرك انا اقدر اعمل حاجه؟
انا جيت هنا عشان احذرك احسن من الفلوس. بقول دلوقتي
يا هانم ما تحاوليش تستمر. شوكة تحاول وما قدرش، وفهد بتاعك برضه حاول وما قدرش، لكن بالذوق كل شيء ممكن.
امرأة من نار في عرض أول قريبا على قناة سينما 1.
Back in Green Bay, a reminder, Bill Murray is going to be with David tomorrow night. It's all new, the Letterman Show on CBS this coming week. Join the holiday spirit on CBS. Tony Fisher in the backfield with 5 on 3rd and 9 at the 44 of Jacksonville. 8.5 minutes remaining, first half. Jaguars lead 7-3. Quickie over the middle, incomplete. And no flag. Now a late flag from the back judge, who is 40 yards downfield. Donald Driver going against Kiwaki Thomas. And Thomas, that appeared to be within the 5-yard range, the contact.
Well, you can be within the 5-yard range, but if the ball's in the air,
pass interference,
it's interference.
Number 24.
And so a first down with it.
Donald Driver is right here, the inside guy. And you can see right there, the ball is in the air. Yes, it's within the 5-yard zone. You can see within the 5-yard zone, contact is okay, but not if the football has already been released from the quarterback. A good call by the official. And of course, because Driver was the inside receiver, the back judge has that responsibility.
Legal contact, pass interference, first down.
And that explained by Hockley to the crowd here at Lambeau. First down at the 40-yard line. Jack Del Rio, who played against Favre when he was a linebacker with the Vikings, and now the second youngest head coach in the league. A tough guy and a terrific baseball player at Southern California, his alma mater. He was the catcher for a couple pretty good throwers. Mark McGuire, who was a pitcher in his collegiate days. And, it's up the middle to Amon Green. Green just always 100% hard as he charges forward.
Well, that was a good job up front. That's just good old-fashioned power football, as they're going to get right in between and you can see right over the top of Marcus Stroud. Marco Rivera does a nice job of engaging Stroud, and then Amon Green actually finishes him off with a shoulder.
There's the toss to Green. He tackles. Oh, he runs hard to the 21-yard line, and another Packer first down. Hendricks and Washington with the stop.
Amon Green going with the bare arms in this cold weather, telling us that Tom Osborne, his coach at Nebraska, said, no, if you're going to run the football, you're going to go in short sleeves. Wearing long sleeves only makes the football slippery. You're going to lose it more often. And Amon Green, who had a lot of trouble with fumbles early in his career, he's got one today. And Amon spends a little time in the weight room, as you might guess from the size of those biceps.
Najee Davenport replaces him. Davenport, a 250-pounder. Fake to him. Off-balance throw, but wide open on the sideline is Javon Walker. And a catch of about 5 yards.
2nd and 4, ball on the 15.
Lambeau leap for Brett Favre. First 3 games of the year at home here. Certainly uncharacteristic, 0-3, but look at what's happened since. 4-0, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rating of 115 for Favre.
I thought the world was going to spin off its axis and float away. The Packers opening up 0-3. A lot of incredulous people here in Wisconsin.
On 2nd and 5, Favre, the quick pass is complete to Bubba Franks, and Franks pushed out of bounds by Mathis and Darius, two defensive backs, short of the first down.
Bubba Franks acting like Barry Sanders out in the flat out there. I think Bubba's got to realize it. He's a 265-pound tight end. Better to lower the shoulder and just head forward. You're not gonna put the juke on too many corners, I don't think, Bubba.
Closer to 3rd and 2 than 3rd and 3, but technically it's 3 yards for the first down. Walker to the right. Fisher in the backfield. Driver in motion to the right. Favre incomplete in the end zone as he was trying to hit Walker. Coverage by Rasheem Mathis.
Another good example of this Green Bay offensive line and the look they're giving up the middle of the field for Brett Favre. Take a look at that. An outstanding job of pass protection. And that ball from Brett, he was trying to throw it low. He thought that might be the only chance that Walker had for it, but it got away from him a little bit and went just a little too low.
31-yard attempt for Longwell, who was hit earlier from 35. And this one to the right, no good. And there's the streak, 45 in a row. Successful for Longwell inside the 40, but misses badly on that one. Just sounded like he was trying to kick a rock.
It's a standing ovation for a January full of sports on Orbit. Crowds are lining up for the extravaganza of college football's Bowl Week. The protagonists of the Saudi League will receive a warm welcome. The arenas will be roaring for the challenge of the NFL playoffs. It's a sold-out show for all the action of the French League. More cheers are on the way for the frequent flyers of the NBA. The Dutch League must add extra seats by popular demand. Orbit in January, bringing you a world of sports.
حسب السقف ما بتعملش حساب للوقت وانا خايفه من النهايه.
وفكرك انا اقدر اعمل حاجه؟
انا جيت هنا عشان احذرك احسن من الجنود. بقول دلوقتي
يا هانم ما تحاوليش تستمر. شوكة حاول وما قدرش، وفهد بتاعك برضه حاول وما قدرش. لكن بالذوق كل شيء ممكن.
امرأة من نار في عرض أول قريبا على قناة سينما واحد.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
A reminder tonight on the Hallmark Hall of Fame. He met her the night her father disappeared. Now 30 years later, fate brings them back together. Jolie Richardson and CSI New York's Gary Sinise star in Hallmark Hall of Fame's Fallen Angel tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS. Still leading 7-3, and Leftwich back in the game. Toss to Taylor. And Taylor, again, just earning yardage at a big price, only a couple, as Darren Sharper came up from safety to help out on the tackle.
Well,
so,
no surprise. I'm sorry, I was just going to say, no surprise, Leftwich back in the game.
Now, he's got a baby face, but this is one tough young kid. 24 years old, out of Washington, D.C. Said, I'm used to playing in the cold. And at Marshall, they had some snowy, icy games in West Virginia, too.
He had a great line. He said, I always dreamed about playing at Lambeau Field, and never in my dreams was it a warm day.
They weren't sweating.
No, you always dream about being here on a cold December day.
Well, he's fulfilling it today in this sub-zero chill factor. He's hit as he throws and almost intercepted. As Baja Villamila with a hit from behind, and Hannibal Navies almost had a freebie.
And Leftwich is still down. Baja Villamila is really hurt.
And they're calling that a fumble. They're calling it a fumble and a touchdown. The Sharper wisely scooped it up just in case. No one reacted.
Well,
everyone thought it was an incomplete pass.
Well, and everybody's distracted by the fact that Baja Villamila is down on the field in agony. Byron Leftwich remained down on the field. And I think most of the players became fixated on the fact that they got two injured players. Baja Villamila is still down on the field. I think all the players focused on the two injured guys. And Darren Sharper stayed with it, heard no whistle, and kept playing.
Well, one would think that Del Rio will challenge this call. And no replays yet to confirm or not whether Leftwich's arm was moving forward. But Villamila, who is so quick from the corner, has 8.5 sacks this year to lead.
Wow.
There it is. There's the challenge from Del Rio. Yeah, Kabir Baja Villamila with 13.5, 12, 10 sacks in the last 3 years.
Was challenging the ruling on the field that it was a fumble.
Well, you could see that hitting Byron Leftwich from behind was Villamila. Now, Baja Villamila, we see that the arm of Byron Leftwich went forward, but it looked like the football had already left his arm before it started forward. And if that's the case, it's a fumble. Sharper knocks the ball out of Vince Monoway's hand, who was holding the ball.
Boy, is that a smart play by Sharper. That is really a brilliant
We're going to have
play.
to look at that again. Don't be confused. You can't get fixated on Byron Leftwich's arm and it's moving forward. Had he lost the ball before that arm started forward? That's the critical part of this replay.
These fans in Green Bay are so savvy. When they show the replay, they're going to let the officials know exactly that they think this is a fumble.
Let's really look.
That's a tough call, isn't it?
Well, because the ball is moving forward, you're almost having to think that Byron Leftwich put the impetus on that ball to move it forward if Baja Villamila did not hit the ball himself.
Yeah. I thought with the naked eye that it was an incomplete pass, and that Sharper was just in case going to take it in.
On that look right there, it did look to me like it was an incomplete pass. Let's try. Here's another closer look.
Well, that's from that angle.
Well, you know,
different.
yeah, because now you can almost make the case that the the hit from Biamila, forcing Leftwich's body forward, might have propelled him forward. And, you know, no doubt about the fact that Darren Sharper being very sharp in knocking the ball out of Vince Monoee's hands as he picked it up thinking the play was dead.
The issue on a play like that is whether the ball is still firmly gripped in the quarterback's hand when the hand starts forward. After reviewing the play, the ball had been knocked loose. It was on the palm of his hand, pushed forward. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's a touchdown. Jacksonville is charged with a timeout.
Well, two big plays, one by Biamila and the other by Darren Sharper.
Yeah, you can actually see that I see what Ed Hockley is saying, that the impact from Biamila is actually forcing the ball out, and it was not the throwing motion per se of Byron Leftwich. Keep in mind the ruling on the field was a fumble. Ed Hockley would have had to see something absolutely conclusive to show him otherwise, and I don't think that was there on that replay. And it's apparent why it stood.
And there was only one man on the field smart enough and quick enough on his feet to take advantage, and that was Darren Sharper, who throughout his career has been such a ball hawk. That is his 6th career defensive touchdown, just one away from Herb Adderley's Green Bay record.
And how do you think Vince Monoeee feels right now? The left guard of Jacksonville, who picked the ball up off the ground and was just standing there holding it when Sharper swatted out of his hands. He could have picked it up and run for, he might have gone the other way for 10 or 15 yards.
Try for point by Longwell. 15-yard touchdown by Sharper. He had 4 at the start this year. You saw the graphic 5, but he has 2 this year, and that gives him 6 in his brilliant career.
اللغة الرسمية لكرة القدم هي الأهداف.
أجمل الأهداف.
أنا شايفه إنه فريق متكامل.
أفضل تحليل.
بيعجبني خلق إنه ما بيتكسفش. وشك حلو يا حسام، ده كان هداف الجماهير هناك. نستمتع بكم، نستمتع بالدوري الهولندي.
برنامج الدوري الهولندي في أسبوع كل ثلاثاء على الرياضية.
One more look at it at the top of your screen is Kabir Biamila. He comes behind and hits Byron Leftwich a nanosecond before he starts forward. Vince Monoeee, 67, picks it up. Here comes Sharper. He knocks it out. And the only 2 guys right there that have any idea what's going on are Darren Sharper and Vince Monoeee. Unfortunately, too late for Monoeee.
And it's actually a Monoeee fumble that creates the touchdown by Sharper. This is Greg Jones, big 250-pounder returning. And tonight on CBS, the young DA found murdered. Now 5 years later, cold case detective retrace his last steps. You won't believe where they laid. Don't miss a new cold case tonight at 8/7 Central. CBS, America's most watched network. Well, Jacksonville with a first touchdown on their initial possession, 7-0 on a touchdown throw Leftwich to Smith, but now it's the Packers, a field goal and a fumble for a touchdown. Taylor sprints and vaults to the 40. A gain of about 7. Ahmad Carroll, the rookie corner from Arkansas, tripped him up.
So one thing you can count on in a cold weather game is that the football is going to be on the field. And we have seen it on the field, what, 4 times already in this game in the first half, and we still got over 4 minutes to play in this half. And it's to be expected, and boy, that was just, you can't give enough credit to Darren Sharper for staying alive. Actually, the only guy out of 22 that stayed alive.
Looks like outside Green Bay as the give is to Taylor. He has the first down at the 44-yard line. Left end Aaron Campbell seemed lurched offside. Now, if you're just joining us, Green Bay knows they're in the playoffs.
Offside, defense number 74, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Jacksonville picks up an extra yard on the penalty, so they accept the call out to the 44. Jacksonville still with their own hopes of making the AFC playoffs as a wild card. They have the game here in Green Bay today, and then they're home against Houston next week and finish at Oakland. And they have a lot of good things going for them in terms of tiebreakers. Leftwich throws downfield. That's going to be interference against Green Bay, as Hannibal Navies was all over Kyle Brady, the tight end. And Leftwich is hurt again.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich that time stepped to his left, but stepped right into the pass rush.
And a flag thrown by Leftwich as well.
Watch Byron Leftwich. He's looking downfield, and right there he steps to his left and really gets drilled. And what they're going to call right there, Aaron Campman, for picking him up and driving him into the ground. If that's a call on Campman, that's what it's going to be for.
There were 2 fouls by the defense on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 74 drove the quarterback into the ground. That penalty's declined. There's also pass interference. Number 50. Ball was placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, Hannibal Navies gets called on the interference. Right there working on the slot. He's trailing Brady right there, and he fouled him 2 or 3 times on the way down the field. But with Campman, that wasn't a late hit. It wasn't roughing the quarterback until he drove him into the ground and drove his shoulder into Leftwich, driving him into the ground. That's what drew the ire of Ed Ocula.
28-yard pass interference call. First down inside the 30-yard line. Leftwich a lot of time and throws long for Smith. Incomplete. I don't think he would have been in the end zone had he caught it. Al Harris covering.
Well, we've been watching this matchup the whole time here. Al Harris going to work exclusively against Jimmy Smith. Look at that out and up by the veteran, but Al Harris did a pretty good job of staying with it, and that was some throw from Byron Leftwich. It did hit Jimmy Smith right on the right arm. It would have been touchy to get in for him to keep both feet in, but what a throw from Leftwich.
Ernest Wilford in for Jimmy Smith. He's up to the left. Edwards and Taylor with 3:23 left in the first half. It's Taylor running through tacklers to the 20-yard line, a gain of 8.
Watching Fred Taylor there, Dick, run that football, I think back to what Mike Sherman told us in a very, admiring the way Jacksonville plays football. He said it's almost preparing for one of our NFC North opponents. The way they run the football, the way they defend the run. He said they're a team from the South, but they're built to play football in the North, and he was being very complimentary in saying that.
Yeah.
تواصل دائم مع الأحداث.
سؤالي سيد.
على الهواء لقاءات مع رجال الفكر والفن والسياسة.
القضية الأخرى سيد أو وجهة النظر.
على الهواء جس لنبض الشارع العربي وانشغالات الرأي العام.
مشروع.
على الهواء من السبت إلى الأربعاء في 6 مساء بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة الصفوة. من الرياض.
يصل عليكم من جديد بقضايا وتقارير وأشياء كثيرة متنوعة ومختلفة.
نقولها ولا نخليها بعد شوي؟
لا خليها النايف.
طيب.
أنا أعتقد أننا عندنا خلل في بناء شخصية الإنسان.
احنا في 2004 الآن الكثير منا يحب انه يطلع بشكل جديد متميز.
للأسف في المجتمع السعودي ما في أي دراسات حول هالظاهرة.
عشان نناقشها بشكل مفتوح.
من الرياض السبت والأحد 5:30 بعد الظهر بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة اليوم. أحلى السهرات وأمتع اللقاءات مع نجوم الفن والغناء والتمثيل في العالم العربي. ضمن برنامج جار القمر كل خميس في 7 مساء بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة فن.
هؤلاء هم رجال ونساء الحاضر. بعد مسيرة طويلة نجحوا في أعمالهم وتكلل مسعاهم بالتفوق في ميادينهم. علماء ورجال أعمال، رجال فكر وثقافة يتحدثون بحنين عن ماضيهم. تحت الأضواء كل أحد في الأوقات التالية على قناة الصفوة.
Orbit redefines the future of television interactivity with the XD300 decoder, now upgraded with simply advanced technology, making it even easier for you to use. Take a more active role in controlling what your children watch with a double parental guidance options for safer family viewing on Orbit, as well as all free-to-air channels. Access to program information has never been easier with the electronic program guide. Now you can search for your favorite programs by theme and genre, whether action, comedy, or drama, and set and receive an instant reminder.
First 3 years in the league, he says, so I'm not really 35. My body is 32. Boy, that was a young move he put on the secondary of the Packers for that touchdown.
I told Jimmy Smith yesterday if Cosell was still around, he would call him the aged one. At 35, but boy, that move there showed you that Jimmy Smith still brings his A game to the park.
His nickname in his younger days, Lightning, he's still got some spark, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. The way he snapped his head around to the right on that route, selling it to Al Harris, and then smoothly breaking it off the other way. That was nice.
Kicked by Scobie down to Ferguson, Robert Ferguson, and he drags a tackler to the 30-yard line with 2:23 left in the half. Tuesday, a special time on CBS, The Amazing Race, launching teams to new heights. Ancient battle skills become key. Don't miss a new Amazing Race Tuesday, special time, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. And the Packers now trail 14-10, and Favre and Green Bay go back to work. Amon Green, the running back. Green Bay has 2 timeouts left. Green on the throws. He's smacked hard by Mike Peterson, who filled the hole.
Just a 3-4 look here by Jacksonville, and nobody from Green Bay bothers to block the middle plugger there, Mike Peterson, and that, folks, is a textbook tackle. Talk about forming up, squaring the shoulders, and driving right through the ball carrier.
And high marks for Green to not fumble. 2-minute timeout.
Cold hard.
اللغة الرسمية لكرة القدم هي الأهداف.
أجمل الأهداف.
أنا شايف إنه فريق متكامل.
أفضل تحليل.
بيعجبني خلق إنه ما بيتكسفش. وشك حلو يا حسام، ده كان هداف الجماهير هناك. نستمتع بكم، نستمتع بالدوري الهولندي.
برنامج الدوري الهولندي في أسبوع كل ثلاثاء على الرياضية.
يناير على قناة سينما 1. الفيلم الاستعراضي الدنيا نعم في عرض أول. الفيلم الشيق كرامة امرأة في عرض أول وحصري. الفيلم الاجتماعي قضية الأستاذ منجد في عرض أول. على سينما 2 مرح واستعراض مع فيلم هندي في عرض أول وحصري.
Not like ordinary children, Cody.
An extraordinary little girl.
It's as if she's listening to something we can't hear or see.
With extraordinary powers.
She's special. That's why they want her. Don't let them get the little girl.
Does battle with the forces of evil.
The slaughter of the innocents, they called it.
Kim Basinger stars in Bless the Child. Wednesday at these times, new and exclusive on Super Movies. From the writer of Jaws comes an award-winning series. A crash course in survival. Peter Benchley's Amazon. The fight for survival is Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Riyadh time on America Plus.
full color and fun. These fans of Green Bay.
Look at this. I'm telling you, these are the best hats in the NFL. This stadium is full of good-looking hats and some not so good-looking ones.
Right. But great fans. What wonderful fans they are. They're so knowledgeable. It's a way of life here in Wisconsin, especially the Green Bay area. They live for the Packers, and they live for even a cold day like this. And temperature dropping down to 11. Favre, quick throw, complete to Driver. The Driver stays in bounds for some extra yards, and they have the first down at the 40. A reminder coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. Wonder what the temperature is in the studio there. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. They were a little heated on the NFL today. They had some good action going there.
About 60 degrees warmer than it is here.
Favre on first down. Over the middle, complete to Walker, and Walker has 10 more, so a couple of 10-yard completions.
Just fasten your seatbelts, folks. Watch Brett Favre do his thing inside 2 minutes. The Pack still has 2 timeouts remaining. He is very calm about this. He knows he's got plenty of time.
Whom would you rather have than Favre in this 2-minute drill? Franks, and he goes out of bounds, stops the clock. Plenty of time left. 1:24. Minnesota won 28-27 earlier when the Lions missed an extra point in the final seconds of their game in Detroit. Because of a combination of defeats, Green Bay is in the playoffs, but of course still undecided who will win the NFC North as they'll play in Minnesota next week.
You know, Detroit proves it's hard to get over the hump when you've been losing for a long time. Those things don't happen to winning teams.
Favre rocks and fires. Wide open is Chapman. Antonio Chapman, the fourth wide out. Left alone down the middle. First down at the 24. And timeout with 1:18 left in the half.
اللغة الرسمية لكرة القدم هي الأهداف.
أجمل الأهداف.
أنا شايف إنه فريق متكامل.
أفضل تحليل.
بيعجبني خلق إنه ما بيتكسفش. وشك حلو يا حسام. ده كان هداف الجماهير هناك. نستمتع بكم، نستمتع بالدوري الهولندي.
برنامج الدوري الهولندي في أسبوع كل ثلاثاء على الرياضية.
Brett Favre, his place already well reserved in Canton, Ohio. 14 for 19 here in the first half and 152 yards. Cold, hard football. Temperature, chill factor below 0, and Favre working like he's playing on the beach. First down at the Jacksonville 24. Scramble, who's got it? They're digging hard, and Darrell Smith was the first to get a hand on it for Jacksonville, and he recovers. Oh my! Del Rio's Jaguars deny Favre's stretch toward the end zone and a lead at halftime. His passes were pinpoint and moving the team, and then the handoff, and Green nailed and fumbled for the second time.
Well, actually, it's between the exchange. Right there, but he didn't fumble when he got hit. Brett Favre and Amon Green could not get that ball put away. And that is really, this game is tough enough as it is without making it easy like that. Fumbling next to the center quarterback exchange. That is a relatively straightforward handoff between 2 NFL veterans. And that was just a major miscue.
Meanwhile, the rookie from Georgia Tech, Smith, with a fumble recovery, 1:10 left, and Jacksonville has 2 timeouts. So Leftwich and company will try to add to the lead. Throws to the tight end Yoder, and Yoder can't get out of bounds. Does have a first down, it would appear, at the 42 before Michael Hawthorne can ride him to the turf.
Well, I think it's pretty apparent, Dick, to everyone here in Lambeau. This is a team from Florida, and they don't seem to be that phased by it being cold here at Lambeau.
Well, there's flag flies before the snap. Kabir Bajabiamila trying to guess on the snap count.
Yeah, but that shouldn't have brought a whistle unless somebody from Jacksonville either moved or they thought he was going to be unabated, but going off sides.
Unless he made contact.
It was just, you know, I don't know why the whistle blew.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 94, came into the neutral zone, causing the false start. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Okay, well, a false start then is what caused the whistle to blow, because normally just Bajabiamila being in the neutral zone shouldn't bring a whistle.
So Packers with 58 yards and penalties. They're on course for another big day in that column, which is disturbing to these Green Bay fans and their coach Mike Sherman. So on first down and 5, left Witch underneath and a flag down again. Fred Taylor was the intended receiver. Arkel Trulot came up celebrating.
Holding offense number 74. 10-yard penalty.
Apparently he drew the hold from Mo Williams, the big right tackle. And Jacksonville, their third penalty. Green Bay 7 for 63, and the last 2 games Packers have accumulated before this one almost 200 yards in penalties.
Well, 7 penalties is not even a good game's worth of penalties, and to accumulate that many in the first half, I think Mike Sherman will address that with his team. But you know, that's a common mantra that he's had all year. This has been a tough year for the Packers, who are on their way to one of their worst years ever in terms of penalties.
10 yards marks it back at the 36. 41 seconds left in the half. Here's that double-double formation. Incomplete. Over the middle, intended for Jimmy Smith, hoping to throw behind those 2 defensive backs that came up to blitz, and hoping Smith could get an open field in which to use his speed. 37 seconds left in the half. 3 fumbles, 2 recovered on each side, so that balance sheet is even.
Well, the key here for Byron Leftwich, you've got a 14-10 lead. Do not in any way take a risk with the football. Only a safe throw. And that's exactly what they did.
To Troy Edwards, and Edwards spins out to the 43, but that'll bring up third down to about 9.
You're on the road. You're at one of the toughest places to win. The deck is stacked against you. Be conservative.
Timeout, Jacksonville.
In the morning, in the evening, ain't we got fun? Not much money, oh, but honey, ain't we got fun? Ain't we got fun? So, pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, the Scene Assist thing's amazing.
Scene Assist, only with Nikon Coolpix digital cameras, starting under $150. Nikon Digital, if the picture matters, the camera matters.
Third and 9